And I guess, well, usually I say we're live, but tonight it's just I'm live. I can't tell who's watching, but tonight it's just I'm. There goes my phone doing what it always does. Okay. Uh, Tonight Ted had a family event to go to, so he might be in later. So for right now, you don't have the young handsome guy. You just get the old not so handsome guy. Anyway, haven't got anybody in the comments yet. Says there are 3 watching, but Ted stuck a comment in, and he's the only one that's actually said anything. So if you're there, say hello, folks. Meanwhile, maybe we'll get lucky. Okay, there's Brian, and there's 6. Hey guys, glad to have you here. You just got me tonight. Ted had a family event to take care of, and he might be in later, but of course, with it just being me, this is probably going to be a shortened live stream. But if we get lucky, maybe Mike will join later, or Oscar might join later. And let's see, there's 6. There's Brian. First one in was Brian. And there's Eleanor. Hey, Eleanor, good to have you here. And there's Miss E, the other Eleanor. So we've got a Southern Eleanor and a Northern Eleanor. Okay. Anyway, so for right now, you just got me. Maybe Ted will be able to make it if he finishes with his family event. We'll see how that goes. But meanwhile, we'll just move on with some of the stories for tonight. So, of course, everybody knows what the big story was this week. So let me go share the screen. I haven't tested my, I didn't have Ted or anybody to talk to, so you guys let me know if everything is looking and sounding good. Meanwhile, I'll go share my screen. And here we go. And of course, the big event this week was Samsung's Galaxy Unpacked. So I figured I'd better start with that. See if I can make it a little bit bigger. No, I don't want to do that. I'm going to do it this way. Okay. So that should make it a little bigger for you guys. And I went with Digital Trends' article, Everything Samsung Announced at August Galaxy Unpacked event. So Samsung held its 2nd annual Samsung Galaxy Unpacked event on August 11th, where it announced new products, including a new iteration of the Galaxy Z Flip and the Galaxy Z Fold, the Galaxy Buds 2, and the first smartwatches running on Google and Samsung's combined wearable operating system, the Galaxy Watch 4 and the Galaxy Watch 4 Classic. So just so you know, I went with the Z Flip. I pre-ordered it while the event was still streaming. And I wasn't going to order a watch, but the watch seemed just interesting enough with the new wearable operating system with Samsung and Google. So I ordered the Galaxy Watch 4. And I did not go for the Classic, even though I wear the Watch 3 right now, which is the premium version. So we'll see when that shows up here. I think on my email it said September 21st, I believe it said. Of course, I'm expecting it sooner than that, but I know I ordered, I probably was one of the first to order, so we'll see how that goes. So back to the article. It's Samsung's first late summer unpacked event without the Galaxy Note series, and the company still has managed to roll out an impressive slate of hardware regardless, despite the chip shortage and supply line issues affecting most manufacturers. And one reason that I ordered the Z Flip, because I figured, okay, it's time for me to have an actual folding device. Of course, as most of you know, I do have dual screen devices. I've got the my Surface Duo here. I also have the LG Velvet. And of course, like everybody back in the day, I still have my ZTE Axon M. So I've had dual screen devices before. I sold my G8X to Don, Texas, so I used to have 4. But this will actually be my first device with a folding screen, so we'll see how that goes. So on to the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 3. And you can see the pictures of everything of that right there. The highlight of this launch is the Galaxy Z Fold 3, which we went hands-on with, is replacing the Note 21 as Samsung's big screen device, and the S Pen is coming along for the ride. Now, of course, I can use the S Pen on my S21 Ultra, but I've always found I don't tend to use S Pen, so I stopped ordering Notes years ago. Let me see if I can kill some of these commercials for you. There we go. Okay. 5 little known facts about Samsung. Oh, I think I just wiped that out with taking out that. Let's see. Okay. This is not an unprecedented change. Samsung added it to the S21 Ultra, which I just told you, earlier in the year, albeit without a place to slot it unless you get a case. It does, however, make the absence of the Note 21 easier to swallow for pen enthusiasts. Let's get rid of those commercials again. Okay, I've got a little bit too big now. Let's cut it back some. Okay. It won't be the same old S Pen we're used to on traditional smartphones and tablets, though. Samsung is introducing 2 pen options, S Pen Fold Edition and S Pen Pro. They are built specifically for the Z Fold 3 with a retractable tip so users can protect the screen of their device. Samsung says this offers even lower latency than previous S Pens, resulting in what they call the best S Pen experience yet. With Galaxy Z Fold 3 and Z Flip 3, Samsung is once again redefining the possibilities with foldable smartphones that empowers users with the flexibility and versatility needed for today's fast-paced world, said Dr. T.M. Rowe, President and Head of Mobile Communications Business, Samsung Electronics. As a pioneer and industry leader in the foldable category, we're proud to build on our legacy of innovation with the Z Fold 3 and Flip 3. These devices equip consumers with technologies that unlock new ways to maximize and enjoy every moment with an ecosystem. It sounds like hip, it sounds like a commercial. The Z Fold 3 is powered by the Qualcomm Snapdragon 888, up to 12 gigabytes of RAM and 500 gigabytes of storage. A 44 milliamp hour battery and 25 watt fast charging helps keep it topped up. On the outside, it has a 6.2-inch 120 Hz HD Plus dynamic AMOLED for use when it's folded. Unfolded, users will have a large 7.6-inch 120 Hz QHD AMOLED display to consume media and be more productive with. For color options, the models come in Phantom Black, Phantom Silver, and Phantom Green. Samsung has this device IPX8 certified for water resistance, which I thought was really, really cool, but not dust. The company's first foldable to support this. That's not the company's only concession to durability. The company says these devices are built to what it calls armor aluminum paired with Gorilla Glass Victus. They'll be able to survive falls and resist scratches better than previous foldables. Samsung also says the Z Fold has been rated for 200,000 folds. The company is keen to avoid the disaster with the first Galaxy Fold. I guess they would be. and these hardware improvements will go a long way. When it comes to cameras, Samsung is debuting the first under-display camera with the Z Fold 3. And I've seen some other reviewers, and they don't think this under-display camera is going to be a big hit, but I guess we'll find out. It won't be very large, though, with it being 4 megapixel. That's only for the unfolded fold. If you'd rather take selfies when folded, the 10 megapixel front-facing camera on the cover screen should perform much better. Samsung is also adding a triple 12 megapixel camera setup on the rear, including a wide-angle camera, an ultra-wide camera, and a telephoto lens. Okay, now on to the one that I ordered, and it seems like most of the reviewers think the Z Flip is going to be the preferred foldable out of these two. So you can see it comes in these 4 colors, but if you ordered from Samsung's website, which I did, they had 2 more, gray and something else, and I got the gray. Samsung also continued its Z Flip line with the Galaxy Z Flip 3. While there's no Flip 2, it's likely that Samsung is thinking of the Galaxy Z Flip 5G as the Flip 2 for the sake of unifying the branding around its foldables. It once did that with the Note and S line around the time of the S7 and Note 7. So this is not without precedent. As for what's inside this device, it's a little similar to the Galaxy Z Fold 3. There's a 1.9-inch external display, a 6.7-inch AMOLED 120 Hz display when unfolded, which I think is pretty cool in something that small, and up to 8 gigabytes of RAM and 256 gigabytes of UFS 3.1 storage. It's powered by a 3300 milliamp battery, and you'll have your choice of fast charging options, from a 15-watt wired option to a 10-watt fast wireless charging. The Flip 3 has a dual 12 megapixel camera system with a wide angle and ultra wide camera paired with a 10 megapixel front facing camera. Like the Z Fold 3, it features an IPX8 rating as well as other durability additions like aluminum armor and Gorilla Glass Victus. Color-wise, Samsung is offering this in cream, green, lavender, and phantom black. Buyers who purchase from Samsung.com will be able to choose gray, white, or pink. Those are the other 3 options you could get. I got the gray. Let's see. And then the watch, which I wasn't planning to get, but while I was watching, I just decided to pick up the Watch 4, not the Classic. And let's see, Nigel's in here. Yo, Nigel, glad to see you. Just got me this week. So, of course, we're talking about the Samsung event. Samsung also launched 2 watch-branded smartwatches this year as opposed to 1. These are the Galaxy Watch 4 and the Galaxy Watch Classic. You see in the pictures, here's the 4 and here's the Classic. Now, of course, the Classic has the bezel that you can turn just like the 3 does. The Watch 4 doesn't, so I'm hoping I can readjust to not having that. We'll see when I get it. These are the company's first smartwatches to run the new Google Wear OS, and they are powered by what Samsung calls One UI Watch. Expect to find Google apps like Messages, Maps, Google Pay, and YouTube Music alongside Samsung apps like SmartThings and Bixby. Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to Bixby for the first time in a long time on a Samsung smartwatch. The regular Watch 4 is the spiritual successor to the Galaxy Watch Active 2. So if you're an Active fan, you probably just want to get the 4. And is a sleeky designed affair with an aluminum case and a rubber strap. Samsung is branding this as a modern, minimalist smartwatch for day-to-day use. Samsung will offer this in 2 sizes, 40 millimeter, 44 millimeter. Of course, I got the 44, with color options varying according to the size. The 40 millimeter option will have black, silver, and pink, gold, while the 44 will come in black, silver, and green. Which one did I get? I don't remember. I guess I'll find out. The Watch 4 Classic is the successor to the Galaxy Watch 3, to this one. And I do love this watch. and is billed as a premium timeless smartwatch design, which brings back the rotating bezel. Users are offered a choice of either stainless steel or aluminum case, and the display will be covered in Gorilla Glass DX or DX Plus, depending on the case you get. The Watch 3 Classic comes in two sizes, 42. I think they meant to say the Watch 4, 42 millimeter and 46 millimeter. Buyers will be able to get both variants in black and silver. Inside both watches will be equipped with one of the most powerful Samsung chips, by the way, of the Exynos W920, paired with 1.5 gigabytes of RAM and 16 gigabytes of storage. Other niceties include Bluetooth 5.0, Wi-Fi, NFC, which means you can use Google Pay from your watch, GPS, body composition analysis, advanced sleep tracking, V02 Max, blood. I don't know what V02 Max is. If somebody knows, let me know in the comments. Blood oxygen monitoring and ECG, heart rate monitor, optional LTE, and always on display. And let's see, I'm just checking the comments. Okay, Mike says he's going to jump in around 9 o'clock, so I hope he does. So let's move on to the Samsung Galaxy Buds 2. And there's what they look like. And of course, I do have the Galaxy Buds Pro, and I absolutely love these things. And you can see they look somewhat alike. There you go. And whenever I go bicycle riding, these have become my default buds to ride with. Anyway, Buds 2. Aside from foldable, Samsung also launched the Galaxy Buds 2, a successor to its well-received Samsung Galaxy Buds, alongside the Galaxy Buds Live and the Galaxy Buds Pro, which is the ones I just showed you. Samsung's newest true wireless earbuds add variety to the company's existing slate. Samsung touts their comfortable fit, noting they're the smallest and lightest earbuds yet. When it comes to sound, Samsung has equipped these with dynamic two-way speakers and active noise cancellation, letting you choose between immersing yourself completely in sound or pay closer attention to the real world. The earbuds come in graphite, white, olive, and lavender colors, with the inside of the case reflecting the color options. So there's what they look like with the cases. So pretty cool. Pricing and availability of everything Samsung announced. Samsung earlier this year said it would be making its foldables lines more accessible, and it did. The Galaxy Z devices start from $1,000 for the Z Flip 3, while the Z Fold 3 starts off at $1,800. It's still a bit expensive, but carrier deals and trade-ins will apply downwards pressure on that pricing. More on that later. Now, what I did find, because there was a lot of buzz about Samsung letting you trade 2 devices. Well, it seems like they'll let you trade 2 or even 3 devices if you're ordering the Fold, but not for the Z Flip 3. So I traded in my Pixel 3a. Keep in mind that was $350, what, a year and a half ago, and they gave me $250 for it. So I was pretty happy with that. Now, of course, they say you can get better deals at the carriers, but I don't want to be tied to a carrier. The Samsung Galaxy Buds 2 will sell for $150, and the Galaxy Watch 4 and Watch 4 Classics will start from $249, that's the one I got, and $349 for their only Bluetooth-only models, respectively, while the LTE options start from $299 and $399. For the Galaxy Z Flip 3, Z Fold 3, and Galaxy Watch Classic, Samsung is offering limited Tom Brown editions. The Watch 4 Classic gets a rhodium-plated look, while the foldables pick up the signature Tom Brown red, white, and blue brand colors, as well as leather accessories. If you're buying from AT&T, Verizon, or T-Mobile, you'll have similar options for discounts. AT&T will give you up to $1,000 on either the Z Fold or Z Flip 3 when you trade in an eligible device and sign on for installment plan and select unlimited plans. Verizon will do the same, but the company will also let you buy a Galaxy Z Fold 3 5G and pick up a 128 Galaxy Z Flip 5G on some select plans. T-Mobile is offering up to $1,000 off on the Z Fold 3 or Z Flip 3, effectively making it free. Should you trade in an eligible smartphone and sign on to the equipment installment plan on Magenta Max, or $500 off should you choose to use any other postpaid plan. So they'll give you huge discounts at the carriers if you sign on to their installment plans, which I don't do. So pre-orders for all these devices open from August 11 and net you a free year of Samsung Care Plus. Oh, it's not just Samsung Care Plus. Let me see if I can pull up my email and show you what else came with mine. Let's see. Samsung, okay. Yeah. So with mine, as it says, I traded my Pixel 3a, and they gave me $250 for it. There's my Galaxy Watch 4, so it knocked it down to $129. Oh, they did give me $150 to spend, so that's how I knocked that watch down. But it also includes 4 months of free YouTube Premium, 3 months of free Spotify, which I've never used in my life, and 6 months free of Sirius XM, which I'm looking forward to because I used to have it and then I got rid of it. So just wanted to show you guys that. And let's stop sharing screen. Okay. So there are some nice perks coming along with it. You can get some decent trade-ins. So if you're in the market, I would say go for it. Let's see. Let me look at these comments. Of course, Nigel is saying, I recently got the Huawei 2, the Huawei GT2e watch and Huawei FreeBuds 3, guys. Good for you, Nigel. We all know how much you love Huawei. So, Brian says, hope you and Jules get over the Apple scanning on your phone screen. Well, there's going to be some more Apple. That's what's coming next. And Eleanor did see the story in the show notes. And Eleanor said she left Android to try Apple because of privacy and now probably returning to Android. Sad stuff. I got to agree with C that pretty heavy duty what Apple is trying to pull here. Okay. She just said soapbox. Sorry. So anyway, that's all the Samsung stuff. I'm pretty excited for whenever it does show up, and I'm looking forward to my first foldable screen phone. And it seems like all the reviewers, all the big time reviewers, are saying they're all expecting the Z Flip 3 to be the big seller and to be a lot of them are saying that's the one that people should go for. And I kind of agree. And I have seen a couple of them say, if you have the Z Fold 2, it's not worth it going to the Z Fold 3. So I don't know. I don't have it. Okay, so let's go back to Apple because they did respond to all the crap they've been getting, and they've been getting plenty of it, including from me and Ted last week. Doesn't seem like anybody in the world agrees with what Apple's doing. So sharing the screen now. Okay. So Apple pushes back against child abuse scanning concerns in a new fact. So let's see if I can, this is by John Porter, and this is on The Verge. See if I can show these commercials. Okay. In a new fact, Apple has attempted to assuage concerns that its new anti-child abuse measures could be turned into surveillance tools by authoritarian governments. Let us be clear, this technology is limited to detecting CSAM, child sexual abuse material, stored in iCloud, and we will not accede to any government's request to expand it to company rights. Uh, believe what you will, folks. Android's new tools announced last Thursday include two features designed to protect children. One, called Communication Safety, uses on-device machine learning to identify and blur sexually explicit image received by children in the Messages app, and can notify a parent if a child age 12 or younger decides to view or send such an image. And that's what's got a lot of us more upset than the cloud thing. I mean, they can actually look on your phone. The second is designed to detect known CSAM by scanning users' images if they choose to upload them to the iCloud. Apple is notified if CSAM is detected, and it will alert the authorities when it verifies such material exists. The plans met with a swift backlash. Everything wasn't soft from digital privacy groups and campaigners, and a lot of us creators too, who argued that these introduce a backdoor into Apple software. These groups note that once such a backdoor exists, there is always the potential for it to be expanded to scan for types of content that go beyond sexual abuse material. We all agree. Authoritarian governments could use it to scan for politically dissent material, or anti-LGBT regimes could use to crack down on sexual expression. Even a thoroughly documented, carefully thought out, and narrowly scoped backdoor is still a backdoor. The Electronic Frontier Foundation wrote. I couldn't agree more. We've already seen this mission creep into action. One of the technologies originally built to scan and hash child sexual abuse imagery has been repurposed to create a database of terrorist content that companies can contribute to and access for the purpose of banning such content. Exactly. They're always going to expand this stuff. And if Apple, yes, I give Apple credit for when they wouldn't give in to the FBI, but the government's going to keep putting pressure on them to keep letting more out. However, Apple argues that it has safeguards in place. How do you put safeguards from the government? I mean, come on. To stop its systems from being used to detect anything other than sexual abuse imagery. It says, and the one thing I thought of, so its systems stop being used to detect anything other than sexual abuse imagery. So what's to stop them from saying, well, now this is sexual abuse imagery, or they could throw anything in there. So the whole thing sounds phony as all get out to me. It says that a list of banned images is provided by the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children and other child safety organizations, and that the system only works with CSAM image hashes provided by NCMEC and other child safety organizations. Okay, so Apple's system only works with those images from those organizations. Well, Apple can change that programming anytime they want, so it'll work with whatever they want, can't they? Seems to me. Apple says it won't add to the list of image hashes, and that the list is the same across all iPhones and iPads to prevent individual targeting of users. The company also says that it refused demands from governments to add on non-CSAM images to the list. We have faced demands to build and deploy government-mandated changes that degrade the privacy of users before. That's true. And have steadfastly refused these demands. That's also true. We will continue to refuse them in the future. My thought is that, yes, they did refuse them before, but the government's going to just keep putting the pressure on it. At some point, you're going to crack. That's just my opinion. Or they're going to come up with a threat to make you crack at some point. It's worth noting that despite Apple's assurances, the company has made concessions to governments in the past in order to continue operating in their countries. That's right. It sells iPhones without FaceTime in countries that don't allow encrypted phone calls. And in China, it's removed thousands of apps from its app store, as well as moved to store user data on the service of a state-run telecom. And Google does the same thing with China. You want to do business with China, you got to do it by their laws. And I understand that, but it makes the point that they do make concessions to governments. The fact also fails to address some concerns about the feature that scans messages for sexually explicit material. Like this, now they're scanning your phone. The feature does not share any information with Apple or law enforcement, the company says, but it doesn't say how it's ensuring that the tool's focus remains solely on sexually explicit images. That's right. And some programmer programmed it to only look at those images. So what's to stop them or some other programmer from changing that? That's the problem. All it would take to widen the narrow backdoor that Apple is building is an expansion of the machine learning parameters, that's right, to look for additional types of content, or a tweak of the configuration fix to scan not just children's, but anyone's account. That's right, wrote the EFF. The EFS also notes that machine learning technologies frequently classify this content incorrectly. Well, that's great. And cites Tumblr's attempts to crack down on sexual content as a prominent example of where this technology has gone wrong. Couldn't agree more. So it's ongoing. Stop sharing. I still got one more story left with the Apple stuff. Let me take a quick look at the comments here. Let's see. CBC just bought a Galaxy Note 20 on sale at Samsung. Cool. Very cool. That's right, because she did put up the image of her Apple when she got her Apple package the other day. She impressed Mike. She said half off or better. Great deal. She says, Mike, we are both Sammys. Eleanor, you may be more of a Sammy than Mike, because Mike's also a huge Moto fan. I guess now here she's saying, I miss Lens, amazing camera, so many things to go to Apple. Return to Android. At least they are somewhat honest. They tell you they watch everything. That's probably true. Good point. Yo, Renz, glad to have you here, brother. Glad you got here. I know you're at work. Renz is a guy like me. He actually loves his job. He loves what he does for work. I'm the same way. So, okay. So looks like we got most of the gang here. All right. So I got one more Apple story here. Oh, and Renz, Ted had a family event. He might get in later, and Mike sent a message that he will probably get on around 9 o'clock. So that's a very good thing. So I'm just continuing with the Apple stuff from last week. And we just mentioned the EFF in the last story. So I'm going to put a story in here from them, from their website. So, and this is the Electronic Frontier Foundation. Apple's plan to think different about encryptions opens a backdoor to your private life by India McKinney and Erica Portnoy. So let's see if I can kill some of these commercials, which is going to widen it. Okay. Apple has announced impending changes to its operating systems that include new protections for children, features in iCloud and iMessage. If you spent any time following the crypto wars, you know that this means Apple is planning to build a backdoor into its data storage system and its message system. Child exploitation is a serious problem, and Apple isn't the first tech company to bend its privacy protective stance in an attempt to combat it. Yeah, you got to give them credit for trying. It's just the way they're going about it. But that choice will come at a high price for overall user privacy. Apple can explain at length how its technical implementation will preserve privacy and security in its proposed backdoor. But at the end of the day, even a thoroughly documented, carefully thought out, and narrowly scoped backdoor is still a backdoor. That's right. And who's to say what they're going to do next week or a year from now or 2 years from now? To say that we are disappointed by Apple's plans is an understatement. Apple has historically been a champion of end-to-end encryption for all of the same reasons that EFF has articulated time and time again. Apple's compromise on end-to-end encryption may appease government agencies in the US and abroad, but it is a shocking about face for users who have relied on the company's leadership in privacy and security. Couldn't have said it better. There are two main features that the company is planning to install on every Apple device. One is a scanning feature that will scan all photos as they get uploaded into iCloud Photos to see if they match a photo in the database of known child sexual abuse, CSAM, again, maintained by the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. The other feature scans all iMessage images sent or received by child accounts, that is, accounts designated as owned by a minor, for sexually explicit material, and if the child is young enough, notifies the parent when these images are sent or received. This feature can be turned off or on by parents. What happens when when an adult has a phone and they think it's a child's phone? Well, that adult's iMessages are now going to be scanned. When Apple releases the client-side scanning functionalities, users of iCloud Photos, child users of iMessage, and anyone who talks to a minor through iMessage, you can count on that, will have to carefully consider their privacy and security priorities in light of the change. And that's true. I mean, don't we talk to our nephews and nieces, kids on iMessage? It's like now it's all going to become suspicious to Apple, and I think it's ridiculous. And possibly be unable to safely use what, until this development, is one of the preeminent encrypted messages. Apple is opening the door to broader abuses. You can say that again. We've said it before, and we'll say it again now. I just told them they could say it again, didn't I? It's impossible to build a client-side scanning system that can only be used for sexually explicit images sent and received by children. I agree. As a consequence, even a well-intentioned effort to build such a system will break key promises of the message's encryption itself and open the door to broader abuses. Yeah, and you're going to get that, somewhere along the line, you're going to get that gung-ho guy, programmer, and he's going to change something. Well, we've all been there. I was a programmer for 34 years. People do stuff like that. That's not a slippery slope. Or some whistleblower. That's not a slippery slope. That's a fully built system just waiting for external pressure to make the slightest change. That's right. All it would take to widen the narrow backdoor that Apple's building is an extension of the machine learning parameters to look for additional types of content, right? Or a tweak of the configuration fix to scan not just children's, but anyone's account. That's not a slippery slope. That's a fully built system just waiting for external pressure to make the slightest change. Take the example of India, where recently passed rules include dangerous requirements for platforms to identify the origins of messages and pre-screen content. New laws in Ethiopia requiring content takedowns of misinformation in 24 hours may apply to messaging services. And many other countries, often those with authoritarian governments, have passed similar laws. Apple's change would enable such screening, takedown, and reporting in its end-to-end messaging. The abuse cases are easy to imagine. Governments that outlaw homosexuality might require that the classifier be trained to restrict apparent LGBTQ plus content, or an authoritarian regime might demand the classifier be able to spot popular satirical images or protest flyers. That's true. I mean, all these countries have different laws. We've already seen this mission creep in action. One of the technologies originally built to scan and hash child sexual abuse imagery has been we've mentioned that they changed it to make it a terrorist database in the last story. The database managed by the Global Internet Forum Counterterrorism is troublingly without external oversight. Oh, right. Nobody's even watching it, despite calls from civil society. While it's therefore impossible to know whether the database have overreached, we do know that platforms regularly flag critical content as terrorism, including documentation of violence and repression, counter speech, art, and satire. Well, I'm glad I did this story because this group that is watching for the terrorism, nobody's even watching over them. So nobody knows what the heck they're doing. That's nice. Let's just give them free rein to do whatever they want. Image scanning on iCloud Photos, a decrease in privacy. Apple's plan for scanning photos that get uploaded to iCloud Photos is similar in some ways to Microsoft Photo DNA. The main product difference is that Apple scanning will happen on device, and that's the scary part. The unauditable database of processed CSAM images will be distributed into the operating system. The processed images transform so that users cannot see what the image is, and matching done on those transformed images using private set intersection where the device will not know whether a match has been found. This is not good. This means that when the features are rolled out, a version of the NCM ECCSAM database will be uploaded onto every single iPhone. The result of the matching will be sent to Apple, but Apple can only tell that matches were found once a sufficient number of photos have matched a preset threshold. This doesn't sound like, even the programming idea doesn't sound good to me, but that's just me. Once a certain number of photos are detected, the photos in question will be sent to human reviewers within Apple, who determine that the photos are in fact part of the CSAM database. If confirmed by the human reviewer, these photos will be sent to the NCMEC and the user's account disabled. Wow. Again, the bottom line here is that whatever privacy and security experts are in the technical details, all photos uploaded to iCloud will be scanned. Now, see, I would have thought there'd be some AI watching it, not a human being. Human beings have all kinds of predilections and biases. Very bad idea, in my opinion. Make no mistake, this is the decrease in privacy for all iCloud Photos users, not an improvement. Currently, although Apple holds the key to view photos stored in iCloud Photos, it does not scan these images. Civil liberties organizations have asked the company to remove its ability to do so, but Apple is choosing the opposite approach and giving itself more knowledge of users' content. You're going against what they've always stood for before. Apple's second main new feature is two kinds of notifications based on scanning photos sent and received by iMessage. To implement these notifications, Apple will be rolling out an on-device machine learning classifier designed to detect sexually explicit images. According to Apple, these features will be limited at launch, so who knows in the future, to US users. That's right, they said they'd be taken to other countries, sure. To US users under 18 that have been enrolled in a family account. In these new processes, if an account held by a child under 13 wishes to send an image that the on-device machine learning classifier determines is a sexually explicit image, a notification will pop up telling the under 13 child that their parent will be notified of the content. If the under 13 child still chooses to send the content, they have to accept that the parent will be notified and the image will be irrevocably saved to the parental control section of their phone for the parent to view later. For users between the ages of 13 and 17, a similar warning notification will pop up, though without parental notification. This whole thing sounds like a disaster waiting to come. Time out, folks. We got a star in the room. Okay.
I don't know about that star stuff. So, hey, real quick, am I too loud? I don't know. It's like am I okay?
Anybody else? Of course, I'm using my earbuds. Anybody let me know if
I had an issue with my mic last week, and I just plugged it in. Now my eardrums melted, so I don't know. I don't just let me know how I sound. And pardon me.
As you become an old man, your hearing's supposed to get worse, not better.
Well, I don't have no hearing now because I just blew it out just now,
okay.
And I got the air conditioning going on. You know,
at least you got it right this time, right?
Yeah. So, hi George, how you doing? First off, how's everybody doing?
I'm doing well.
I quickly stopped what I was doing and hearing you talk about the Apple privacy stuff. I was going to jump in anyway, but
you and I are both very, very big on this crap. And
I mean, I had to jump in, and I don't know if you caught my stream last week and
yes,
leading up to the other stream.
Yeah.
It really I really got an issue with all this. With this,
It
know,
seems like all of us creators have an issue with it. I haven't seen anybody that doesn't have an issue with it.
yeah, I mean, it's the things I want to point out is like, they talk about privacy. I return that phone. I try to return that phone. If anybody wasn't in on the stream, let's see, Mike's going to make some applesauce.
Oh, okay. Wait, I got
Nice.
to get Miss E's comment here. She
Yeah,
says, George, it is written, this is the beginning. I got to agree with you on 100%, because Lord knows where they're going to take all this stuff.
So I try to return the phone, do the right thing, and basically I was, I don't want nothing.
But you were never able to, right?
No. They said no. They didn't even want the phone. Yeah. They didn't want the phone, and the thing that really what really gets me is
Mike. Make a long story short, because some of them don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Finding the phone.
Okay, a coworker found a phone. They all know that I'm the phone nerd. Hand me the phone, saying, "Hey, figure a way you can open this up." Now, mind you, this was an iPhone 11. Yeah, iPhone 11. And Face Unlock won't do jack diddly.
Exactly.
It won't allow you to see anything.
Right.
I was fortunate enough to have another live SIM, an AT&T SIM. Actually, I have a work phone, and I put it in there, and then it came alive, and all these notifications came up. So we're what do you call this? Android phone. A lot of Android phones you can kind of provided the settings are there, which I don't see many people do. Have it. You can look at the notifications. You can read the message, whatever. The guy had Facebook Messenger, and he had messages there. Couldn't look at them on Android. You have the option of letting.
And this is what people used to love about Apple before this crap.
Right. Well, the Face Unlock just kills it all. The Face Lock kills it all, which it's a good and a bad here. Yeah. So anyway, you go on about explaining. I played around, play with it, and I knew there was no way out of this. And even if I reset the phone, I don't even think I could even get into settings. I don't think I did.
Yeah. Now keep in mind, folks, Mike is just trying to do the right thing and trying to get this phone back to the owner.
Back to the person. Now, I work in Delaware, so I discern that this was a Delaware location. It kept on showing weather for a particular town north of me where I work in the state of Delaware. So I knew I was not far. So I figured I went to the Apple store near me where I work, where I live here in Jersey, and I took it in there and explained to somebody. I got the typical, we'll do the privacy, and he happened to mention about we won't even let the FBI look at a phone for terrorism and that kind of thing, and that was nice. It was a kid. It was nice, but it wasn't sitting with me on that answer. So I kind of went back out.
From Apple's point of view, I can see it's like we're not getting involved in your privacy issues because you found somebody's phone, and I can see that.
But wait a minute. But the thing is, I went back in and spoke to a manager, and I explained to him. I said, I just want to give this to you. I want to hand you this phone. You do what you got to do to it to get it back to the rightful owner. And yes, he did ask me, and I will admit, when I got the phone, the service was turned off. It only came alive partly when I put an active SIM in it. So whoever owns this phone already put the call out to their provider that I lost my phone.
Yeah. Right.
So a lot of things that come to my mind with this whole thing, with prior to this, looking for pictures is this. I got the Privacy Act. That's all I kept on getting. It's privacy, privacy, privacy. But what happened to saving the environment? Now, I proceeded to go take that phone back to the local police department, gave them what I knew of the phone. The technician who doesn't work in our area couldn't remember the street or where he was going. I'm like, well, you were going to a job, dude. Come on, man. Tell me what customer you're going to.
Mostly my age or worse.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, oh man, come on. So the comment that kicked in my head, what stuck with me was, well, we're just going to look into it, but we're going to probably destroy it. So,
and that's my guess.
So here's my beef is in this day and age, you want privacy, but you cannot tell me that there is no way to suck the software out of it, destroy that software where nobody will have it, and then upload it with fresh software and then resell the phone as a used phone. Go ahead.
Mike, think about what you're asking. Apple could probably do that very easily, but now you're at the police department, and yes, they have tech people, but these tech people are being paid, and I can see where it probably wouldn't be worth it to them to go through all that trouble.
Who? The police department?
The police department. Yeah.
No, I'm saying Apple.
Apple could do that easily, but then I'm sure they're worried about, that manager's probably worried about somebody's going to say I invaded the guy's privacy.
No. Apple is a corporation. I'm saying Apple is a corporation.
Yes. So you're saying the manager should have been able to take that phone and send it to
No. I'm just saying Apple as a whole. Apple as a whole, if they have to get more than just me, and they have to have other devices handed into them or try and get handed into them, saying that I found this phone. I don't know what to do.
But you see, you just said the key phrase, or trying to get handed into them, because if all the managers are like this guy, nobody's accepting anybody's phone that they found.
Right, but I'm looking at the not economy, the ecological thing, and they're all right. We took a phone brick out to save what? Okay, we took all these things out of the phone to save the environment. That's it. But here's a phone getting destroyed.
But from their point of view, it's all about, okay, am I going to get sued over this? That's what's in the back of the company's minds and the manager's minds all the time. And I can understand
it goes. I got thrown privacy, and yet now we're going to look at your pictures on your. Okay, come on.
Ultimate hypocrisy. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, let me go back into the rest of this article because I want to finish it, because I already learned stuff from this second article from EFF that I didn't know before. So I'm going to pick up where I left off. Similarly, if the under 13 child receives an image that iMessage deems to be sexually explicit before being allowed to view the photo, no, that's right. A notification will pop up that tells the under 13 child the parent will be notified. Again, okay, I read that.
I'm sorry, George. Do you realize right now? Let me just before you go on. Do you realize right now that you could get a strike on your YouTube channel for merely saying certain words? And this is where the bigger problem lies with this. I have that problem with this. Right. Is something that I said in my stream was, if you're doing something kind of funny with your kid and kids or nephew or niece,
I
whatever,
you said that. Yes.
You that could be construed through AI and all that other stuff as a explicit thing. It's just merely me talking on my YouTube channel, merely you talking about it, and not even getting hit today. Maybe a week from now, maybe a month, maybe 5 years, you're going to get this blow up strike over that.
That is possible. Anyway,
go ahead. I'm sorry. It's just. I just wanted to point that out to you because you're talking about 13-year-old kids. You're talking about sexual explicit. The wording alone trips this algorithm off.
Except that this week they know everybody and his brother is reading these articles, so I'm not worried about it in that regard. Okay, so next paragraph. This means that if, for instance, a minor using an iPhone without these features turned on sends a photo to another minor who does not have the feature enabled, they do not receive a notification that iMessage considers the image to be explicit or that the recipient's parent will be notified. The recipient's parents will be informed of the content without the sender consenting to their involvement. Okay, so in this case, the parents are still going to be notified, but the kid won't know that the parents are going to be notified. I get that. Additionally, once sent or received the sexually explicit image cannot be deleted from the under 13 user's device. Wow. When sending or receiving such content, the under 13 user has the option to decline without the parent being notified. Oh, okay, if they don't receive it. Nevertheless, these notifications give the sense that Apple is watching over the user's shoulder. And in the case of under 13, that's essentially what Apple has given parents the ability to do. These notifications give the sense that Apple's, okay, so we just read. It's also important to note that Apple has chosen to use the notoriously difficult to audit technology of machine learning, that's true, classifiers to determine what constitutes a sexually explicit image. And that was my point when I read the last article. Who's to say what is? How do you define that? And who's going to be expanding that to pull more types of images in? That's part of the problem here.
Mm-hmm.
We know from years of documentation and research that machine learning technologies used without human oversight have a habit of wrongfully classifying content, including supposedly sexually explicit content. When blogging platform Tumblr instituted a filter for sexual content in 2018, it famously caught all sorts of other imagery in the net, including pictures of Pomeranian puppies, selfies of fully clothed individuals, and more. Facebook's attempts to police nudity have resulted in the removal of pictures of famous statues such as Copenhagen's Little Mermaid. I can see why that would happen.
See?
Yeah. Because how many statues do you see where you see the genitals on the statue and you see the breast on the statue?
Ding, ding. There goes another strike for George right now.
Exactly.
Okay. I'm sorry.
I know, it's ridiculous.
And like I said, a guy, I saw somebody post something, I think on Twitter, that he went to Facebook jail for a few days for a post he did in 2014.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure they have lots of automatic programs that go back and scan everything from however many years they want. So wouldn't surprise me. Anyway,
I'm sorry. That's
enough of that. But we get the point.
But yet though they're trying to do good. I get that, but don't shove that privacy garbage in front of me. Okay, in the other hand,
all the point, the point of those AIs making mistakes and with statues and that kind of stuff. Well, all that tells me is yes, you're trying to do good, but the technology isn't quite there yet.
No, right.
We should be waiting till the technology gets there. Let me take a look at the comments. Okay. Was that you?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I went to go look at Instagram, and one of those darn things came. I posted on Instagram.
Okay, we got another star. Here comes Oscar.
Hello, what's up?
Okay, well, you came in just at the right time because we just finished the 2 stories I got on the continual Apple privacy scanning stuff.
Showed up just in time.
And of course, Mike and I both got riled up once again.
Hey,
I'm done with that story. Like I've talked about it so many times, but I'm just like, you know what? There's nothing we could do at this point.
Well,
and it keeps getting worse and worse.
That's the other thing. That's the other thing I want to quickly point out here. And I'm going to ask now 2 of you: do you think anybody outside of these people here in the chat room and the 3 of us really know that this is happening? For one,
no, we don't know.
No,
we have no way in the world to know.
No. I'm talking about what Apple's intention was. Did this make the news? Did this make headlines? Do the common person know that this is going to be happening on this case, their iPhone?
I think by the time Apple implements it, they will, because everybody, at least as far as creators and his brother and everybody,
are they going to sneak it in there? Are they going to sneak it in there?
I don't think they're going to be able. And Oscar, you said there's nothing we can do about it. I don't know about that.
Well,
they're getting an awful lot of pushback from an awful lot of places, meaning they haven't implemented it yet. Maybe we'll change their mind.
They will. We've done this before. We've done enough. We're pushback where Apple takes a step back and says, "Oh, wow! You guys are right. We didn't think about this."
They're getting a lot of heat on this one. the most heat I've ever seen Apple get.
Yeah. I just messaged Mark too, so he could. If I know.
Okay. So anyway, so yeah, I realize we've all talked about it a lot, but since Apple decided to answer it in a fact and try to, they're still trying to make it justified, but there's no way they're going to make it justified.
It took a while for me to wrap my head around this, but now I'm more of a no. I'm not for. Two guys. I mean, I'm just talking from experience. I've heard other people talk about what I'm about to tell you but my sister-in-law is slowly working my nephew, who is 12, into a phone. Okay. And her thing is he will have an Apple phone, an iPhone.
Okay.
Because the parental controls, and I heard from Will about the parental controls, are really, really, really good. Okay. So why do we gotta have this diving into this though too? So that's all I'm gonna say. Why do we have to have this if their parental controls this good?
Why do we have to have it? Keep in mind how much pressure our government likes to put on these companies, and when they decide to put on pressure, they can do a pretty good job of it. Maybe that's the reason why we're getting this now. Who knows?
Is it true that Tim Cook supposedly called Pelosi? Is that the yeah, and trying to sweet talk her into slowing down the bill for anti-tech?
They're all lobbying in these antitrust lawsuits and
But Tim Cook himself called.
Pelosi owns a ton of Apple stock. So she probably has, he probably has her ear already, and vice versa,
No, let me get back to that.
Okay, so we ready to move on to the next story?
Sure. I'll get off my soapbox and get on the next one.
Okay, you want to read this one?
I want to hear George. So you order your flip or your fold?
No, I ordered the flip. I wasn't spending $1,800 for a fold. No, I said all along the flip fascinated me more. Now all the big time tech YouTubers are saying everybody's going to order the flip. I kind of agree, and I'm all fascinated. I ordered it while I was still watching the presentation.
Did you?
I wasn't going to get the watch because I have the Watch 3 right now, but. Listening to the presentation, I ordered the Galaxy Watch 4, not the Classic.
And are you trading in?
I traded in the Pixel 3a. Oh, and they talked about you trading two devices. That's only if you get the Fold, not the Z Flip.
Get out! Really? You could trade two devices in?
I saw somebody said they were trading in 3 and getting money on all 3.
You could trade under 4 devices.
Okay,
Trade-in values are trash, though.
Yeah, I gather as you trade it, your second one becomes less, and then the third one way less, and then the fourth one way less. But still. But I traded in, I think I did pretty good. I traded in my Pixel 3a, which was originally $350, and they gave me $250 for it for a year and a half old phone. I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, the 3As had a good trade-in value because the A series you could buy for like $80. Like I saw a 3A for sale for $80.
Okay.
Which I was gonna buy a swapper.
And then they gave me $150 in play money, so I put that towards the watch.
Okay.
So I was pretty happy with my deal. Now they say Jay Will was saying, and a few of the others were saying, the carriers will give you way better. That's because you're signing up for long-term options.
Yeah.
But I mean, some of the carriers you can trade and stuff and get the phone for like free, but they got
you went through Samsung.com.
I went through Samsung's US website, and there's 3 other colors on their site that you can't get anywhere else. I got the gray, which you can't get in any of the carriers. So.
Yeah, like I know a lot of people end up saying like I went with the carrier deal because the carrier deal is always better. Like Verizon right now is doing, if you switch to Verizon, you could get up to $1,000 for your trade-in, even if the device is broken, plus $500 just for switching carriers.
Right. Now, Jay Will was saying today that T-Mobile has the best trade-in deals of any of them, but they all seem to be giving pretty sweet deals.
Yep.
But they're not keeping me on the hook. But I don't like being on the hook, so I don't do that. Here Ren said, that's true. You can trade in 1 to 3 or 4 devices for flip or fold. I said they would only let me trade in 1 device for my flip.
See, the missus, she was intrigued by the flip when the first one came out,
Right.
and then the second one I didn't do nothing about
That's the
because I
5G.
think then now I introduced her to the, hey honey, you could get a good deal on your Note 10, you know.
Yeah, if
So-
you were going to get a flip, this is the time to do it. And plus, you have other phones you could trade in, couldn't you?
Well, no, I don't. I have
Oh,
my
okay.
the phones I presently have are the phones I'm keeping. I don't want to get rid of.
Okay.
I kind of like, I don't know. The S10 might be, and then I would take her Note 10 in its place.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure
Mhm.
about that. But I don't have a spare phone to you know.
Well, you're like me. You have 3 phone lines. So do I.
Yeah. So and then and all 3 are being used. So
And all 3 of mine are being used too.
but yeah, the deals are really, really good, I think.
Yeah.
But I have
Okay.
to check out the carriers now. Being just talking about that.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah,
Who's your regular carrier, Mike? You still using
T-Mobile. T-Mobile's my
Oh, you
primary.
Okay. Yeah. See, I don't use anybody but T-Mobile ever. But I know you guys
T-Mobile will
like to
give
try out
you
other
the
ones.
flip for free, but you have to stay on their service for 30 months.
30 months.
I
That's
thought
what's
you
it.
also had to upgrade the service. That's the other thing. I
would
Yeah, I
switch
thought
to
the
T-Mobile.
article said you had to go to unlimited too.
the Magenta Max possibly.
Magenta Max, yes, that's what I think it
Yeah.
was. Yeah.
I tried to switch to T-Mobile when they're asking for like a $700 down payment because I've only had Verizon for years.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm
Really,
like,
that's an opportunity for them to steal a Verizon customer and
Yeah.
no go for you, huh?
yeah. I'm just like, I'm not paying $700 down right now. Like I'll finance the phone. Like if I wanted to right now, I could get a phone, but
Right.
I don't want to. I
Yeah,
don't
that's
want
the thing.
to.
See, for me, I will not finance a phone, period.
Well, for me, it's interest free financing. It's payments
No.
over 24 months, zero interest, zero fees.
Interest free is kind of intriguing. I got to give you that.
Well, that's you take the cost of the phone, you divide it over 24 months
Right.
or 30 months. Like there's no other fees, there's no other thing on
No
the phone
other
itself.
taxes piling on or anything like that.
No.
Okay, well that's good.
And if you want to pay the phone off next week, you can.
So Mike, you get the impression we're going to see Oscar with a folding phone pretty soon?
A folding phone, yeah.
No, I'm waiting for the Pixel.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah. Pixel
Yeah,
6
see,
Pro.
and see that's easy for me. I've never bought anything but the A. Well, I'm going to get the 5A, so I can't afford all 3 phones. So I'm good. Okay, Mike, do you have the I sent you the stories, right?
Yeah, let me no, I didn't get them open yet.
Okay, that's all right. We're going to the Xiaomi story next.
Where is Oh, here we go.
And
Show
of course, you
notes.
folks know you've got the show notes in the description there, and then anybody watching on Facebook, just go to the description and you get the show notes.
Xiaomi.
Yeah, let me share the screen.
What's this about? Wait a minute. What's this name? I saw people talk, or saw the things coming up. Xiaomi's overcomes Samsung and becomes the world top smartphone brand.
Xiaomi is #1 right this second, over Samsung. Yes.
What was that one about?
Is that including sales in China, I'm assuming, because that's probably where a lot of those in Asia in general. That's
Well,
probably
that's probably true, but up until last week, nobody's ever been able to pass Samsung before. And as you go through the story, you'll see there's Q2 involved too. So if you take certain quarters, well, they're not. But right this second, they're the #1 phone brand in the world.
nice. They make good phones.
Yeah. All right, Mike, whenever you're ready. And this was on Giz China, by the way. Right, and this is written by Marco Lancaster. So I'm going to get rid of the commercials, which should make it bigger and easier for you folks. Okay. There we go.
Are you doing the biggie, making a biggie screen? Okay, you did.
Yeah. Whenever you're ready.
Okay, Xiaomi overcomes Samsung and becomes world's top smartphone brand. What about Apple? Where do they fit in here?
No,
Anyway,
Apple's third. You'll see that in the and Apple's been third for years. Okay, go ahead.
Xiaomi is a huge is a huge phenomenon in the smartphone market. Apparently, the Chinese firm is winning. No, firm is the winner, eating a Huawei slice of the market after the ban. According to Counterpoint Research, Xiaomi has just toppled Samsung to rank as the largest smartphone maker in the world by volume in June 2021. It's the first time the company achieved such feat. Xiaomi has overtaken Samsung due to the number of combined factors in June 2021. However, it remains number 2 behind Samsung of the entire Q2 2021 is taken in account.
So for June, they're number 1, but if you go all quarter 2, they're number 2 still. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So far, the Chinese firm shipment market share for June of 2021 was 17.1%. The company is following by Samsung, which with 15.7% of the market share. At second place, Apple comes in third with 14.3%. As per, excuse me there, folks.
Don't get all choked up.
Yeah, I know. As per report, Xiaomi reportedly saw a 26% month-on-month growth to overtake Samsung, the latter, which was long reign as the largest smartphone vendor in the world. This situation was pushed forward by supply constraints pushed by the market situation in Vietnam. The country is where Samsung manufactures and ships large portions of its smartphones. Counterpoint states that Samsung will likely reconquer the top position once the issues are resolved. Xiaomi will retreat to the second position by this point. Further detail in the market movement, Taran Patek.
I would say Tarun Pathak.
Thank you.
My guess.
Research director at Counterpoint said, even since the decline of Huawei commenced, Xiaomi has been making constant and aggressive efforts to fill the gap created by its decline. The OEM has made expanding in Huawei's and honor legacy markets like China, Europe, Middle East, Africa in June. Huawei was further helped by China, Europe, and India's recovery, and Samsung declined due to supply constraints.
Yeah, the thing that surprised me in that paragraph is that they overtook Huawei in China. That's got to be pretty good because Chinese people, in China, they love their Huawei.
Mm.
So that's pretty impressive.
So Huawei, yes. Xiaomi has sold over 800 million smartphones since the debut in 2011. It was steadily conquering its place as the largest smartphone vendor in China for quite some years now.
India.
Oh, I mean India. Thank you. For some time now, Samsung has been fighting for with the second position. The Korean firm lost appeal in India, but is unconquered it with the arrival of the Galaxy A and M series smartphones, while Xiaomi.
Yeah, I think the A and M series are very popular in India, but Xiaomi's been the number 1 in India for like a couple of years now, I think.
Quite a while, yes.
Yeah.
What's the other brand that Xiaomi has? Is it Realme?
Yes.
Is it Realme theirs? Yeah.
Yep.
That was focused. That brand's focused for that market or that region, should I say?
I think it was specifically made for the Indian market. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
While Xiaomi has made its name with the budget smartphones, it has also become the more appealing to premium smartphone makers. Devices like the Mi 11, Mi 11 Pro, and Mi 11 Ultra are truly appealing against these from the Galaxy S series. The firm is also gearing up to introduce a new Mi Mix 4 smartphone with its take on the under-screen camera technology. We are curious to see how Xiaomi and Samsung struggle to evolve in the forthcoming years.
Yeah, I think the Mi Mix 4 was actually formally introduced yesterday, I believe, or the day before. Okay. But just in China, I think.
Yeah.
So interesting. So good for Xiaomi. They worked very hard to get there. I got to say that. I'm sorry, Oscar. Are we boring you, sucker?
No, I literally just woke up from a nap. From Ted is like, hey, they're still going, and I'm like, ooh, let me jump on with them. But this time didn't turn the nap that.
It's supposed to be old farts like me that take naps, not you.
I got
although you have kids and I don't.
Yeah, I got 2 7-year-olds, so every opportunity I have to nap, I nap.
I mean, I have kids too, but they happen to be 48 and 55.
Yeah.
I just want to real quick, Miss E. It's a Note 10. She has Note 10 Plus to be exact.
Okay. Wait. Let me get back to the comments. Okay. Not 20.
And I just want to say, because it's interesting to listen to my wife's comments.
Okay.
Like she was intrigued with the fold and the size. She liked that. And then
the regular fold,
the fold 3, yeah. And then she was like, "Well, I don't know if I want that flip." And it wasn't really, I like the size of the other one. Then she goes, "Well, where's the stylus?" I go, "It doesn't come with one." She goes, "Oh,
you have to buy one."
Buy one, right? And I told her all that, and I tried to show her the case, and she goes, "Well, Samsung has the case. The case covers the front glass. Now, in the picture, you can't tell, does that part of that case flip over? You could access the front glass. Looking at the case, it covers the front glass." Right. So she was like, "Well, what's the point of that?" You know what I mean? And then she was like, her and I go back and forth. She goes, "Well, I like my S Pen." You don't use it. I have to keep on telling you.
This is why I stopped getting the Note, because I never used it.
But though that was like a sticking point with her, so okay. I don't know.
But see, I thought, from watching some of the other reviewers and watching a lot of stuff on the Z Flip, I thought for women, that have trouble with these big phones and women having pockets or little pockets, I would think the Flip would have been very popular with women. I was thinking.
Yeah, well, we're going to find out. We're going to go to Best Buy tomorrow, and we're going to touchy-feely at the Samsung section. So,
did you see Flossie's unboxing of the
No.
Okay.
No, that'll be good.
Flossie's straight up. He's doing the Z Flip thing. Now he's got the Z Flip 2 there. He says, "Now you got to practice getting it just right, getting your thumb in there and flipping it." And he flipped it. He kept flipping it. That's what Marquez was doing too. But he did it over and over again. Now admit it. That's what you're buying the phone for. So you can do this.
Yeah.
And he's probably right with a lot of us. He says, you're gonna be out in that restaurant and you're gonna be grandstanding. It was very cool. It was so flossy. All right. Oscar, you want to do one?
Sure.
Do you have the notes?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to the iMac one. I just thought this was an interesting story, so I just threw it in here because I was surprised that somebody was kind of coming down on her a little bit. All right, whenever you're ready. This was from the Seattle Times, no less.
All right, I have it open over here.
Okay.
You want me to share my screen?
No, I got it. Putting on a reader view. Okay, now it's nice and big.
All right.
I just
Let's see. Uh, Apple newly redesigned iMac measure. Apple's newly redesigned iMac measures just 0.45 inches thick. That's a hair thinner than the original iPhone. It's thin enough to wedge under a wobbly table. Oh god. I just pictured this in my head, and I don't
it's
like it.
it sounds scary, doesn't it? It sounds like it's too fragile.
Give me 1 second. Sorry.
Okay. Now I'm showing. Missy
Okay.
said her husband always loved flipping his Moto Z Razor like Captain Kirk. Yeah, that's what it's going to make you
Yeah.
feel like,
Yeah.
Scotty.
But to make a desktop computer that incredibly slender, something had to go. Unfortunately, left on the chopping block were some capabilities you might actually want in a $1,300 desktop computer. Gone are the larger size USB ports many of us still use to plug in gear. Gone too is the ability to later upgrade your memory. This iMac is no longer even an all-in-one computer. Apple had to move the power supply to an external brick like a laptop. I would still call that an all-in-one computer. That's stretching it.
But it did seem kind of strange having them an external power supply when I first saw it anyway.
Yeah, but they made good use of it with the Ethernet port. So
Yeah,
I'm not mad about it.
No, I wasn't
Uh,
mad about it. I don't have one, so.
An obsession with thin design has taken over consumer tech, and Apple is its leader. For you, that affects a lot more than just style. Going thin shapes that what the device costs, what it's useful for, how long it will last, and what kind of impact it might leave on the environment. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Damn kids.
He keeps trying to run down the stairs.
Exactly, Reg. There you go. Okay. I thought it was a mommy's work that was never done. Daddy's work is never done either, I guess.
Even if you're not in the market for a new iMac, this computer is a case study in the strange priorities that shape such that I lost the last word.
That
Shape.
shapes so much of
Oh,
the
same as
technology we use.
okay. Shape so much of the technology we use. The 24-inch computer, the first iMac powered by Apple's own M1 processor, does contain lots of useful upgrades over the 2017 version. It's faster and has much improved camera and Touch ID fingerprint reader on the keyboard. The keyboard has Touch ID. Yeah, you have to pay extra for that. It also comes in a rainbow of colors that will give anyone old enough the nostalgia of the original all-in-one iMac. That did give me some good nostalgia
Okay.
vibes when I saw it.
Brought back the vibes.
It did.
Okay.
I wish they would have made a transparent, limited edition one.
That would have been cool, but it would have cost a lot more money.
That's fine. I wouldn't have bought it. I would have just appreciated it.
Okay.
I had been eagerly awaiting this iMac to replace my 5-year-old model. I've long been one of the iMac's biggest fans. A desktop computer might sound old school, but its big, beautiful screen is pretty much the ideal portal for getting work done. But the new iMac I've been testing for a few weeks is a departure from my old one. It's essentially an iPad on a stand. Yep. Actually, it's less useful than that because the iMac doesn't have a touchscreen. It shouldn't have a touchscreen.
But if you're used to using an iPad, I can see his points.
Yes, but he said that he went from an iMac to an iMac, and macOS is still macOS.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's kind of stretching it. Give me 1 second.
Okay. Renz is now teaching your kids, don't run, kids, you might hurt yourselves.
They're trying to fly down the stairs and I'm like, no, don't do that. Apple isn't the only tech maker chasing thinness. Acer made an even thinner, skinnier desktop computer called the Aspire S24, but Apple sets the priorities for the industry and their expectations for what progress looks like in tech. That looks like an
And
R.
that's true, whether it is progress or not. As soon as Apple does it, people see it as progress,
I
including
hate
some of us.
I hate it. I was talking to Juan about this the other day. Where
Yeah.
like, if Samsung or Apple do something, they are seen as brave and like, well, they're trying and half-baked features are okay. But once LG, Sony, Motorola tries one of these half-baked features, it's why would they do that? No one
And
should
this
ever
is
do that. Like
and
it's.
this is why when the LG 5 came out,
I remember
and
that.
yeah, and they were taking all kinds of heat for the what was the special thing about the LG 5?
Well, which phone was that, George?
The G5.
Oh, they had the modular stuff.
The module stuff, yeah. And
Mhm.
I just thought people really overdid coming down on them because, I mean, a few people say, yeah, they are trying to be innovative, but who had the first wide angle camera? LG did, you know. So
Yep.
I just
Well-
thought people have come down on too much on LG over the years, and I agree with Juan there.
You remember the original Motorola Razr?
Right.
That thing was thin. It was one of the
Yes, it was.
thinnest.
It was right. Everybody loved how thin it was. I remember, but
Yeah,
it was
and
tough
then you
too,
could-
right?
Well, no, there was two. There was the Motorola Razr, the Droid Razr, the new ones, or it was the Z.
No, the Droid, I think, originally.
So there was, I'm thinking about three of them. There was the Motorola Z, the Z
Right.
Play, and the Z Force. So the Z Play
Okay.
was the regular thick.
Oh, the
one with the
the
headphone
modular
jack.
phone, that one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They had the
Okay.
modules with the projector and the Hasselblad
Mhm.
camera and all that stuff, and
Okay.
it was cool. Like it was like especially for the time, it was like you could add a Hasselblad camera with like optical zoom and
Yeah,
all
I think
that.
that's. I did think that was cool. And my Moto, what Moto did I have? The one where you could put the speaker on. I loved that.
That was also the Moto Z. Yep, I
Yeah.
had, and then there was the Moto Z Force, which had the shatterproof display, which it was shatterproof because it was plastic,
Mhm.
and they kind of like glided over that.
Right.
And then they had the Moto Z, which was the thinnest smartphone made to date, and it was super thin. And again, everyone was like, "Why would they make a phone this thin? This seems unreasonable." Like, why not just give us a bigger battery?
Yeah.
But
And a
as
lot of
soon as
people
Apple-
would still say that.
Yeah. But as soon as Apple comes out with a phone that's like, this is the thinnest
Exactly.
smartphone ever, it's like, this is so cool. It's like, no,
Yeah.
it's not. It's the same
And,
thing.
and half the time when Apple comes out with something that's so new and everybody thinks it's so cool, Android's been having it for like 2 years or something.
Yeah. There are good arguments for thin handheld devices. Skinny phones fit better in skinny jeans, but even with Apple's mobile tech, we've been burned. The ultra-thin butterfly-style keyboard Apple introduced for laptops in 2015 created so many problems that Apple eventually abandoned it.
That's true.
Some people still haven't forgiven Apple for removing the headphone jack on the iPhone 7 to add battery and waterproofing without making the phone fatter. Yes, and it's funny that came up because I was talking to someone today where they're like, "Oh, Apple only does stuff if the market wants them to do. They listen to like the 80% of their consumer base." I'm like, "Do they? Do they?" Because let's go back
Apple
to
never
20.
listens to anybody. They
I'm
do
like-
it when they can perfect it, or at least when they think they can perfect it.
Exactly. It's like, so 80% of the consumer base wanted the headphone jack to be removed. Also, 80% of the consumer base didn't want a charger in the box.
Exactly. The only company that I can think of that really does listen to the users often is OnePlus.
Not anymore. But yes,
And I think OnePlus has totally lost their way. That's just my opinion.
yeah. One of the good ones I feel like was LG, because LG knew when to step back and knew when to not keep pushing, like towards the modular device. Like when the G5 came out, everyone was like, "Guys, we appreciate it, but can you just give us a phone that's like everyone else's, but like it's LG?"
Yeah.
And that's what they did. They gave us the G6. The G6 was the most boring phone I ever sold in my time at Verizon.
I loved my G6. I loved my G6.
It was so pretty. The bluish silver one was so nice. It had the dual cameras, the fingerprint scanner on the back. It still had an IR blaster. Still had a headphone jack, USB-C. Everything just worked
And
on it.
everybody panned it hard because it used last year's processor.
Yes,
Yep.
yes, but I loved it, but I finally got rid of it for my S10e.
One thing as a tech person and as a tech YouTuber and as like someone that's like just super into like computers and all that, I never understood why people freak out over mobile device processors. It's a
Mm.
phone. Unless you're Juan, where you're completely editing all your videos, doing
Yeah, I was
everything
gonna
on
say
your phone.
Juan will take it to the max, but not even many of us techies will.
But 90% of us won't.
Yeah.
90% of us won't even use our computers to the fullest extent.
Mm.
Like
That's true.
before
That's
I
true.
bought my M1 MacBook Pro, like I almost built a PC, and I'm over here like building a PC with like putting the parts list together with 32 gigs of RAM and
Okay. Your kid's doing something.
nope, someone called me.
Oh,
And it
okay.
came up on my laptop. But like 32 gigs of RAM, and I was gonna try to get a 3080 and like all this stuff, and then like one day I just stepped back. I'm like, I don't need all this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a base model MacBook Pro, and I'm gonna dock it.
Yeah.
Like that's all I
And
need.
everything's right there for you, right?
Yeah, everything's right here. I have a dock that is plugged into it, so it plugs in both of my monitors, and it charges it. And I have a USB-C to SD card adapter, which I have right here, and that's all I need. And if I need to use Windows, my wife has a Windows laptop.
Now, see, I use Windows most of the time. I use my iPad once in a while, but since I got this laptop, because it's the first laptop I've had in years, the thing I'm loving is the fingerprint scanner. I just love that thing, and of course, it's so much more powerful than my desktop was. And I've got 3 screens. I'm really, really happy, and it's really fast because I knew I wanted that Razer processor, and I was right.
Where were we?
Okay.
So are you still reading? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, he's still there.
I don't even know where I finished up.
Go to what we lost, because we're probably there.
To help me understand the ramifications of an extra slender iMac, I called up iFixit, a repair website that we've known for doing gadget teardowns. iFixit let me watch about its life into the new iMac to see what compromises had to be made and learn what happens when an iMac inevitably breaks or it's too slow for the latest software. The root of all the change for the iMac is that Apple gave it a new kind of brain.
The M1, yeah.
Yep. Instead of the Intel processors Macs have used for years, Apple is now using its in-house M1 chip, similar to the ones found in iPhones. The
Right.
Mac M1 chip gets less hot, meaning the iMac doesn't need large fans inside. That sentence sounded like when your teacher gives you an essay to write, that whole first paragraph, and you just
Okay.
need extra words to like make the deadline. Like,
But I'm still hearing reviewers that are still oohing and ahhing over the M1 chip.
It's
the only reason I
great
thought about the
chip.
iMac was because of the M1 chip.
It's a great chip. Like it's like compared to my 2015 MacBook Pro that I had, I could do
Right.
so much more on a cheaper base model one because I had a 15-inch, 16 gigs of RAM, 500 gigs of storage MacBook Pro, and I couldn't do half the things on that I'm doing on my M1 MacBook now.
And now we've got Mark. Okay.
Yo,
He looks like he also woke up from a nap.
Oh yeah, you changed the hair. You put your head down. I liked it when the other hairstyle when it was up.
that pineapple they call it, I think. Let me adjust.
Yeah, I thought it was cool.
Thanks, man. How are you guys?
Very well, sir. Oscar's trying to get through this article, and we keep interrupting him.
Like on purpose to kind of tell him,
not
hey,
on
Oscar,
purpose.
cut it out, Oscar. You can't
No,
handle it.
Well,
we're just rude. That's all.
I think like this, the final summary of this article is a really long article just saying there's there's a new chip in the MacBook and it's not as big and we're losing stuff and they redesigned it.
Doesn't it always seem to be? They make it out grand, and then you realize tear it down and realize it's not that great.
Well, I thought it was very cool that he went to iFixit and they actually let him watch while they broke it down, while I tore it down. I think that's cool.
Yeah. Like I'm more excited to see what the next one brings.
Yeah.
And I'm also gonna call clickbait on the first picture on top because I saw a black iMac up there.
Oh, let me go back. Go back up top. And let me turn off the reader so I can actually see it. Okay, this picture right here?
That's clickbait.
Okay.
Call it clickbait.
Yeah. Well, even when I went to my article, let me see if I close this when it shows my article. Yeah, even my article, I went and found the best picture I could. So in my article, I made a clickbait picture too. I have to admit that. Yeah. Anyway, so Mark, how's everything going with you?
Good. I had some leftover. What's that spicy chick sandwich? Burger King, I think. Yeah. So I was like, hey, I should probably eat this before,
Okay.
a couple more days.
Yeah, that's the new big one, right?
Yeah. Oh
yeah.
yeah.
I had one when it first came out. I loved it. Although at my age, it made me real full, real fast.
Yeah, I gotta grab some of. Man, they have a really good a la carte menu for their little dippable, all their dippable offerings that they have. Pretty good.
Know that. Okay.
They have the mozzarella sticks now with marinara sauce. They have
I don't do
chicken
mozzarella.
fries.
A Jersey guy who loves Italian food that doesn't eat mozzarella sticks. I know I'm weird.
Hmm.
I make up for it in my love for pizza, though.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay. All right. Anything you want to talk about now, Mark? We have already been through the Apple stuff again, and Mike and I got all riled up again.
I missed it again.
Okay.
Come on.
And what else?
Well, there's always the playback, folks. Check it after the stream.
That's true. That's true.
But keep in mind, it won't have me in it.
Got to plug it, George. You got to plug it.
Yeah.
That's true. And I could always chop a piece of this out and put up another video when, based on the conversation.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you guys gotta fast forward to where are we at now? About an hour and 10 minutes. It's when it starts getting fun. Everything else gets good.
Well, from the beginning, it would be about an hour and a half, really. Where we are now. Yeah. Oh, that's right. An hour and 10 minutes to where Oscar came in. That's what really counts.
Yeah.
It's the part he's going to tell people about for sure. Saw his last tweets and he's like, hey, check out this person's stream. It's a good channel, but here's when I come in. Drops the time code in there.
Exactly.
Tweets, retweet, copy, paste.
He was bouncing from one to another last week, And then he goes and has his first stream by himself, and he did great, except for a little technical difficulty, but he called in the right reinforcements, Right, Oscar?
Yeah, I called in some reinforcements.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call both of them the right reinforcements.
Well, I mean,
but
you couldn't
Trent's
call
not here, so you
Ghostbusters.
shouldn't speak of him that way.
You're right.
Defend
You're
himself.
right, Mark. Obviously, I was talking about you being the right reinforcement.
How we got?
Clearly.
Look at there.
Hey,
I know that
David.
guy.
Thank you, David. Very kind of you, sir. Appreciate it.
Actually, I am currently using the mic that David gave me.
Oh, okay. Oh, I heard you say thank you to him in the stream, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
So-
I wish I could thank him for a piece of equipment.
Well,
Hint,
too bad.
hint.
So, Mark,
Everybody's
I-
saying hello to Dave.
I'm Mike, by the way.
Hey,
I
good
don't
to
think
meet
we formally met. I just
I forgot
maybe
you
a
guys
tweet or
hadn't
two.
met yet. That's right.
Yeah, in the Twitters. In the Twitter.
Yeah, the Twitter sphere. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just some some guy that did tech videos, and now I'm just how can I say? I come here and stir the pot and
Yeah,
be a little
that's why I'm here.
salty. Good,
And you
good.
always
Yeah,
stir the
Mark
pot more.
Mark is the best person I know at stirring pots.
Well,
I'll stir it up.
when Will was around, he could really
Oh,
don't
yeah,
get
Will,
good
Will
stuff.
really get it going. Yeah.
You guys
you're
are
saying
excited.
Mark?
That's
So you're
what I
saying
like.
Mark has a potty mouth? Is that it? Okay.
No, Mark doesn't help. Mark doesn't need timed think of the response. It just
No,
comes
he's
out
just good at it.
Sometimes
Well,
it's too.
David's
good.
very good at that too.
If I could
David's
update,
amazing. Like I watch David's videos sometimes, and I'm just like, I
Oh, yeah,
wish I
yeah.
had the ability to speak that concise.
Well, and
Because
he's
I'm over
always
here
saying
on
how
camera,
everybody
like-
tells him he talks too fast, but he says he has a. And I tend to talk slower. Yeah, I try to speed myself up. Doesn't do any good.
Yeah, what do you think I
When,
was yelling earlier?
when Ted gets going, he can really get going. But sometimes with these headlines,
Yeah,
he'll take it.
that's
He's
true.
more cautious. I'll say he's cautious. That's okay.
When Ted gets
Well, see,
going,
Ted's
it's-
cautious when we're on because he knows I don't like cursing.
Oh, see, he didn't tell me that before. Did I curse last time? I don't think I did, but
I don't think you did.
but
I'm
also
a
that
born-again
would have been nice to
Christian,
know.
and I don't like cursing on my channel. Now, when it's Ted's channel, he can do what he wants, but he knows
Exactly.
I don't like it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he should have told me about that beforehand because again, it was because when I jumped on, it was on this same channel, right? On yours channel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So why wasn't I told? So my people are gonna get a hold of.
Well, yeah, but that should have
Does he
been
have
on
people?
me to tell you, not on him. So
Well, he
can't put
invited
that on
me
him.
to do it to you, so he was the liaison, and there's responsibility.
You're determined to blame him much.
Furthermore, and here
okay,
two for been laid previously.
So I was going to ask. I guess the Unpacked event was mostly on the Fold, which I don't know what I was thinking. I thought I would have seen the S21 Fan Edition talked about, but I just saw now Pocket Now just announced or just said here the S21 FE is getting closer to launch as it receives Bluetooth SIG certification.
Okay, yeah.
So why are we going to release an S21 FE?
Because they know
I'm
people
all
want
for it,
People
don't get me
gonna
wrong.
buy it. That was one of the best sellers of
because
last year.
Pixel released the 3A a few years ago, and
the
everyone
5A is
realized
the
they
5A is
needed.
coming out. That's what.
I'm surprised. I'm really surprised that they're going to do one after this event.
Yeah, I'm not
and
surprised.
you got the you got the Pixel coming out. Do you think, guys, the Pixel 5A and is going to come out first, and then the 6 will be another announcement,
Yes,
or do
because
you
the
think it's going to be all
5A,
at once?
everybody's saying it's going to be out this month, and I'm planning to get the 5A because I'm with 3A, 4A, so I'm going 5A. So, and keep in mind, Mike, this event, even though the Z Flip was cheaper, that's still $1,000, and then the other one's $1,800. This was the event for the people who will buy the more expensive stuff. The fan edition is for the people who will buy a lot of phones.
The $1,000 one, is that the starting price for that other?
$999
flip.
for the Flip.
For the
Yeah,
Flip,
I
yeah.
ordered the Flip, and I ordered the Watch 4.
For a broken phone held together by what is it using now? Rubber bands, paper clips, tape? Is it like just angles?
I just
Yeah.
figured it's time I got a phone. I showed them earlier. I do have my Surface Duo. Okay.
Yeah, see,
And-
that one's broken too.
That's true.
Take it
And I do have my LG Velvet.
Are you still within
And-
your warranty? It's good, sir. You might want to
And
call
I do-
someone
and
about that.
I do keep stuff. I still have my original
I don't think it's supposed to do that.
Axon M.
Yeah, there's a crack
Oh.
going right down the middle.
That's right. You know.
You-
But see,
you remember
I
the
was a
PS4
musician and singer for 50 years, a programmer for 34 years, and now I'm a YouTuber and I'm a biker. So I'm supposed to be cracked down the middle.
You're a Viper? I don't think
Yeah.
Viper would like that.
No, biker.
Oh,
As
I
a
don't know
matter of
anyone
fact,
named Biker.
I always
I
post
told you
my
to
best
listen to
days
the
are the
pod.
days when I do 17 miles on a bicycle and then I get to ride the motorcycle. Which is
Wait,
Yeah, he does.
Baker or Biker? Because I do know a Baker. And she's a lawyer, so watch out.
Okay.
Oh,
I know
myself,
I know
Baker.
bakers too, but they tend to make donuts these days.
I used to be one. You know what? So not culinary. A lot of people go to culinary. I decided to go for baking and catering because there were cuter girls in that one. And
So
also,
you went to school for that?
oh, for sure, yeah, baking catering with emphasis in small business management. We also ran the on-campus, for lack of a better word, restaurant cafeteria
Oh,
that
okay.
both would feed the entire thing. And I got really good at making pizzas from scratch. So
Cool.
that was cool. It got to the point where I'd be able to just come in class and without stopping, right? You can go through the class, go through the thing, and as long as I found where the instructor was and made sure that I saw him see me see him, then I could
Right.
continue and get a head start and skip like the lecture or the how's everyone doing
Cool.
lollygagging part in the beginning because that first wave of people that were gonna get
and you'd go and make
come
pizza
in
real
and start
quick.
make pizza, and then eventually I could pick someone to be my +1 to go do that, so I can be like, you know, do this and this and this, and I'll do the rest of this and this, and just making
Cool.
pizza and getting some college credit. So that was fun.
You're bringing back memories because before we lived here in Tennessee, we lived in Orlando for 17 years. On my last job for 4 years in Orlando programming, we were right across the highway from one of the best chef schools in the country. And of course, we would go over there for lunch, and of course, we'd get these great meals for like dirt cheap.
And it was delicious.
Of course, it was.
Sounds
delicious.
like it. Yeah, I was like, he didn't mention this. I'm pretty sure that's a given.
No, it was awesome.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of the school, but it was supposed to be one of the best chef schools in the United States.
Oh wow. The only one that like the best, you know, most like quote known one that I know is Le Cordon Bleu.
Well, yeah, it wasn't up there, I don't think.
Okay.
All right. Next story. Let me take a peek at the comments real quick. Here. Gary said 5A is August 25th, he heard. So, what, another 2 weeks, week and a half, something like that. So I'll definitely go for the 5G.
I gotta say though, we did a good transition because the next story is what are you willing to pay for the new Pixels?
Oh yeah, that's
Free.
the next thing. Yep.
Yeah.
Mark, you want to read it or should I flip it back to me?
I'll add the colorful commentary as you read it. So because last time I'm not falling for that again. For those of you who saw last time what they did to me, it was terrible. Giving me that story. How dare you, sir? How'd you give me that story? I like controversy as much as the next guy, but even I have
controversy. And Mike, you know my sense of humor. He said he's going to add colorful commentary, and I'm thinking, but wait a minute, I'm the black guy here.
Oh,
you're gonna immediately to the race card.
Exactly.
Wait a minute, hold on. George, you're black.
Well, it's the I'm
oh my God,
American, but I've got a lot of Irish on my father's
George.
side, and I've got a lot of Irish on my mother's side. So
you're a drinker.
Exactly. Actually, I can
say that. That's what this is for.
Today, I can outdrink the vast majority of people I know, and always have been able to. So.
Nice, good job. That's something to be proud of because that way
I just don't show off anymore. That's all.
Right, you're not 15 anymore, huh?
Exactly.
Ted says Mark's hair is getting fuller in the comment.
So he's here, but he couldn't be here.
So is my stomach. Don't worry.
Oh yeah, Ted said he was going to try, but he is at a family function, a birthday, I think, for his
Tell Auntie I said happy birthday.
Yeah, and for me too, but more importantly for me first. You don't have to tell.
Well, from me, just tell her I said happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday. Let's do it the Stevie way and get over it. All right.
Nice. If that wasn't worth a like, I don't know what is.
I used to sing that in the band.
Don't forget to hit the
when we
like,
found out it was somebody's birthday out
Yeah.
in the crowd.
Like I just remembered to hit the like. There it is. You've got the like there,
Thank
Mr.
you. Okay.
Mhm.
So you are doing a good commentary. All right, this is on me. So this was on Android Authority, and they had done a poll. We asked you, told us, here's what you paid for the Pixel 6 Pro. So I just thought it was interesting to see what people, because I haven't even read this story yet. So let me get the reader on, which should make it bigger.
They're not talking to me.
Go.
No one asked me nothing.
Exactly. I think you're allowed to go to their app and just tell them what you would have paid.
Give them information for free and data.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, all right. So this article I already don't like because it says here's what you'd pay for the Pixel 6 Pro. Now Google's already listening to us, so they already know what we're gonna say, and they're gonna change the price on purpose. I'm gonna say $699, and they're gonna come and say
they change the price.
$699.98.
Suppose they change the price down. You'd like that, wouldn't you?
But they won't. Me and you both know they won't.
That's true. Okay. Did I?
Also,
Okay.
George, I see that you also have a nice logo on the top right corner.
Yes, I do.
StreamYard Premium members here. Go
Yeah,
big or go home.
exactly. Actually, I'm basic, so I'm a tier below you. I'm in between.
Oh no, I'm in the middle tier 2. I did
Oh, you too.
$25.
Okay.
$25
Okay.
plan, yeah.
Okay. All right. So Android Authority. It's a pretty close battle until we get to the $1,000 mark. Let me get rid of those commercials.
You said $25 for what, Oscar?
For StreamYard Premium.
Was it? That's the $25 a month.
Damn.
You know, you pay it yearly, you don't even notice. At least I don't. Okay, so Google dished out more details regarding its Pixel 6 series last week, confirming both the standard Pixel 6 and the Pixel 6 Pro. Both devices are set to offer new camera sensors and the in-house Tensor chipset. The Pro model is expected to be the most feature-packed Pixel we've seen in quite some time, primarily due to the long overdue inclusion of a versatile triple camera system featuring a 4x camera too. Google's Rick Osterloh said the device will be expensive though. Oh, did he say? I didn't know he said that. But how much would you be willing to pay? Here's what you told us. How much would you pay for the Google 6 Pro? We posed this question on August 3rd with over 2,200 votes counted in this poll. The single most popular price window people were willing to pay is $900 to $999, representing 26.1% of the vote. This was closely followed by the $800 to $899 price bracket at 24.7%. In third place was the $699, $799 with 23.1% of the respondents said they buy the Pixel Pro if it was in this price range. If it was in that bottom price range, I'd buy that on top of the $500. Just over 19% of voters said they'd pay between $1,000 and $11. Wow, surprised that many people said that. $11.99 for the Pixel 6 Pro. The least popular option was the $1,200 bracket, though, as only 6.2% of poll readers said they'd spend that much on a Google Pro device. Over half of all respondents are willing to spend $900 plus on the phone when we combine the $900 to $999. $1,000 to $11.99 and 1,200 seconds. Meanwhile, just under 48% of the respondents are willing to spend $8.99 or less, really, when we combine the $800 to $8.99 and $6.99 to $7.99. Either way, it's noting that phones with high-end chipsets, water resistance, wireless charging, and periscope cameras don't tend to be affordable flagship. That's true. The Xiaomi Mi 11 Ultra, for example, comes in at $1,200. Us 1408 in Europe and 941 in India. Meanwhile, the S21 Ultra retails at $1199. That's why I traded in my S20 for it. Let's see the comments. If Google was smart, they would undercut Apple and Samsung in the flagship premiere at the start. I'm going to wishfully guess 6 Pro with base storage 9. Okay, so just the comments are just what they said. Okay, so that was just for the Pro alone. Let's see the rest of these comments. Hopefully 900 less. I wanted to launch. They go to high.
Question for the room.
Go ahead.
Completely unrelated, but triggered by a tweet from Mr. Viper.
Let's do it.
Does
Wait, is it
pineapple
about
go on pizza?
Is it pizza? I knew it. Why would you pick that one? What are you doing? You're on the wrong side of this, Oscar.
What do you mean I'm the wrong? No. Wait.
I'm allowed to put whatever I want on my pizza.
So you want it?
Oh, being a man.
Oscar, are you against pineapple on pizza?
It should be a felony.
He's against. He's against flavor.
I'm with Oscar on this. Eleanor's oldest daughter likes pineapple on pizza. I can't stand it. I'm with Oscar 100%.
I hope you guys kicked her out the house. I'm kidding.
Wow. We're having
keep
some
in mind when it comes to pizza,
Oscar,
when it comes to pizza, my opinion carries more weight because I am from Jersey. Okay.
Yeah.
Right, Mike.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Jersey pizza is like. All right, so there's like 3 sections of pizza.
Watch what you say now, okay,
Watch
about
yourself.
Jersey pizza, okay?
You got New York, New Jersey, you got Chicago. Well, where's the third
Watch what you say about any
New
pizza.
New Haven style pizza is the
I don't
best
care how
of
bad
all
pizza
pizzas.
is. It's still pizza.
I never heard of New Haven pizza.
Connecticut pizza.
And I used to work in Connecticut. I still never heard of New Haven pizza. Well, I've been out of Jersey for 30 years, so maybe I just missed it. Maybe it came along after I left.
I would think New Haven will get residuals, leftover from New York style pizza.
Well, that's what New Jersey is. New Jersey is the residual of, the Connecticut.
No. New Jersey
and then Chicago just has a casserole.
All right.
We can agree on that.
No, I've been called a traitor many times because I also like Chicago style pizza. So I'm not supposed to.
Mike,
what
can
is that,
you
deep
find
dish?
a way to take over the stream and
deep
kick
dish. I
George
like the
off,
deep dish.
please?
Mike, I did
Good
the
stuff.
North Jersey vote. Now, what's your vote about the pineapple?
Oh no.
Okay.
Leave the
South
fruit off.
Jersey, North Jersey, we agree.
Leave the I'm
You're
not
okay
even
with-
into fruity beers. Okay,
I'm with
no.
you.
But
I'm
do you
with
get
you.
white sauce or red sauce?
Red
Your
sauce.
device.
I'm red. I'm red.
Okay. So
That's
no
Yeah.
fruit
all
on,
the way.
no fruit on pizza, but fruit sauce is okay because tomatoes are fruit.
Fruit.
Boom.
Oh,
He
I
had
knew
to
that
go
was
there.
coming. I
He
should.
had to go there. It's like he was setting
Thank you
it
guys.
up.
Good night.
But he is right.
All
Also,
right,
I
Mark,
love
how
how
many
he tried
times
to.
have you set up people with that whole thing?
You know what? Credit where credit's due. That was actually, I think, Michael Pepper pointed. I mean, like it's we all know that, but it's he. I saw him in the channel. I was like,
Exactly.
ooh, nice, and because I'm watching the Owen video
And that
live.
was one of those
charity
things.
stream over
Everybody
here.
knows it's a fruit. Nobody thinks of it as a fruit. You
It's so good. Everyone just loves
All right,
tomato.
so tomato
Yeah.
is to fruit as Y is to vowels.
That
like-
too.
We know it's a A-E-Y-O-I-O-U, and sometimes Y. That's tomato. Sometimes a fruit.
And also that what's it?
Now
He
he's
took-
got me back in Fred Astaire movies. You say tomato and I say tomato.
Motto. Oscar also took
Wait,
that.
I want.
That should be a felony thing from Viper directly. So we're even now because I took
There you go.
Michael Pepper's thing. Shout out to Michael Pepper Tech.
Uh,
Is he in here? He's not in here,
someone
huh?
said-
I
Someone
think
said I
Missy.
won.
I think Missy liked what you did there, Mark. She said mic drop.
Yeah, that's
Very
right. You know
good.
why? There's a sharp mind over there.
And
but
Gary
it's-
saying,
Reference.
I never heard of Detroit pizza. I think I had
Is it-
pizza.
Is
I
Detroit
think
pizza?
I
You
had
mean like
pizza once in Detroit, but that would have been in 1964. So I don't even remember.
that's not a name of a place, right? You're talking about just pizza in Detroit is
pizza
is
in
good.
Detroit. Yeah.
So anywhere in
I-
Detroit's good. That's good.
I spent a couple of nights in college in Detroit in '64, and I think I did have a piece of pizza from there. I don't remember it though.
Oh, Blaze is good too. Everyone in the chat, I just love pizza and any and all toppings. So
Really?
rather than agree with each of you in the chat,
I
There.
have tried Greek pizza. It's okay. It's okay.
that's some good stuff.
So, Mark, what's your ideal pizza when you go and get?
Oh, let's see here.
You know,
Maybe like a sausage pepperoni, pineapple.
oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm with him all the way.
Excuse me. Jalapeno.
Yeah.
Jalapeno
Yeah.
sausage pepperoni. Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take the sausage pepperoni all the way.
Hmm.
Now, of course, now you guys have to forgive me. I spent 50 years singing and playing in bands, and now my mind is with Dino. When the moon hits your eye like a bigger pizza pie, that's amore.
Yeah, I know that one. I know every song about pizza.
Wow.
No, I don't. That'd be cool though. You imagine? Off the top of your head, every song about pizza.
Make a montage.
Look at Gary. Right. Yeah, Jersey Mike's, I don't know. Jersey Mike's doesn't particularly, it's okay, but Jersey Mike's that
They have pizza, or is it like a pizza sub?
That's a place I always knew it as.
I always thought of it as I have never had pizza. Yes, and they do have pizza. I remember
Okay.
seeing it
Well,
there, but I've never had it there.
Maybe I got-
So I'm want to dive into Mark's pizza brain here. So those places like Domino's are sacrilegious. Not don't go there or
I go to all the pizza
Domino's, the Pizza Hut.
I'm with you,
yeah.
Mark. I'll go
Any
to
pizza place,
Domino's.
Yeah, I know what I
any
like.
pizza
I'll-
place.
from each of
Okay.
the-
I'll go to Pizza
I
Hut.
got-
I don't like Papa John's, and I don't like
Because of the divorce, or why?
no, I just don't particularly like. Papa
No, I mean the
John's.
CEO. Sorry, not the CEO's scandal thing.
And
whatever,
what's the other
whatever
Well,
one?
it was
was.
both.
How
I
many
feel
wives
both.
have divorced him? Just one, right? Just the one.
think
She's
so.
rich now, so hey, there
There you go.
there we go. I was gonna say I know that sometimes it's like hit or miss with Domino's. I don't know if that's just because like it's
Oh,
like a
and-
chain, but it's like franchise.
It's a franchise. Yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
So- But lucky me that where I am, there's one just stone's throw away. So that and it's pretty good.
Oh, and Gary did get his. Oh wait. Where did I see it?
Oh,
I
pesto
saw his-
pizza, good one. I saw that. Shout out
Yeah,
to
Gary did put his vote in, so
Hey.
there you go.
you. Tricked me. I'm like, hey, wait, I know that person. I'm like, why do I agree with this person? It turns out it's like basically my soulmate over here. Jumped into the, followed me around. I can't shake her. You know why?
Ah.
I don't
Go
want to.
ahead. Okay, that's a good reason. That's a very good reason.
All I'm gonna say is to her is, how do you do it?
What stuff? Or deal with me.
Deal with you.
How do you do it, Oscar? There it
I-
is. Oh.
Oh.
Mm.
Stephanie B says pesto pizza for
Oh.
the win.
Guess what? On the other stream, she won. She won one of the Viper Owen video charity
That's
live
awesome.
Oh,
stream
okay, good for you.
prizes. Yeah.
Good for you, Stephanie.
What are you? So
Wait, I got that.
Mark,
Nice.
when
Yeah.
are you going to start your own YouTube channel and upload it, sir? And
Yeah,
what will
didn't you
you
mention
upload
something
about?
about that the other day, saying
Are-
I got to
Yeah,
start my own YouTube
I'm
channel?
cleared. I'm cleared now. I think as of Tuesday, the 24-hour thing expired, and then I think that same Tuesday you told me you were going live for the first time the
And you
next
did a
day.
good job.
Yes.
Oscar, right? Yeah.
Thank you,
Again,
guys.
yeah, sweet job with that. So I didn't want to like. That's that thing where, like, it's come up a lot in like the coffee talks with Viper,
Right.
and like the other like YouTube forum type discussions of like stepping on toes, where it's like it's just like instinctively you're like, these are my friends. That's like I want to.
Well, we're going to step on each other's
Right,
toes
right.
because
No, I know that's
we can't help
what's
that.
gonna happen. So it's like I feel kind of like that double dutch where you're waiting for, okay, maybe not. No, not right now. What is right here? Here's a
Yeah.
good time. And then to make matters worse, I think even shout out to Tech King Mike. He had just ran a poll in the I think it was a community tab or Twitter where he was like, hey, I'm thinking of moving the time slot, and it's like, oh man, I was now it's like, well, I like him too.
You
So
know,
I gotta.
you know what impressed me just now, Mark?
What's up?
When you did the double dutch, sitting in
Mm-hmm.
a chair, you had that double dutch moved out pat, brother.
Oh man, it's it's game time when that stuff happens.
All right, so you said next Tuesday. So you're saying officially next week we can expect a YouTube video from you? Is that what you're telling us?
Whoa! Who's saying that?
Well, so you said Tuesday.
So
on?
why the wait though? You don't want me to ask. Give me the backstory if you don't mind. I'm just picking this up.
Well, actually, I spend probably too much time on Clubhouse, so that's for one.
Everybody, all
so
you
right-
guys that are on Clubhouse, you won't say the same thing.
Yeah, right now it's I'm like 100% of my eggs are in all of my friends' baskets as far as all of their
Okay,
rooms and Twitter Spaces and
right.
just being like as active as possible. Again,
Wow.
being like having basically like for the first time ever paid time off, like while we're in this for the lack of I don't want to say the harsh realities of what's going on in the world, but the silver lining is to where I have this abundance of time and to where I've been able to allow myself to allow other people in and again put myself out. Even something as small as like Twitter, like I made it 11 years ago and I haven't been on since basically. And I was like, hey, make a
Okay,
Twitter.
well-
Everyone was like, make a Twitter. Made one. Okay, this is cool, I guess. Whatever. I'm gonna go to the mall or something, or you know what I mean. I'm gonna go over here, go over there, do all these things, and so
Well, it's like me and Telegram. I'm in a number of places on Telegram, and I don't have time to go on television and talk all day. I mean, Telegram
right.
and talk all day.
Now, so that's the thing is now is where I have this time that I have given in all of the ways that I can now, and finally like blowing the dust off the Twitter, blowing the technically again 10 years ago was my YouTube channel has been has existed for that long without a single video since, and I think I'm up to 6 subs now of people both saying, hey, I get first guest spot, and someone was like, hey, I get the second one, hey, me third, and then let me know when you're free so I can schedule something with you on my live stream. So I've already that's the next step. And here with unfortunately with something like, if again I mentioned it before, the stage 4 cancer for Owen Video, I don't know him personally. I wish that I did. Kind of feel like I do
What
with
is
how open
stage
everyone
4
has been.
to OM Video?
Yeah. So that whole stream, the live stream marathon, basically that's been going on. For I guess part 2 would be today this week, but it's
Well,
jumped
you
to
don't know,
I think
but
6 channels.
My fiance in Florida died last year of stage 4 cancer. 5 weeks from the time she was diagnosed, she died.
Wow, that's fast. I'm sorry about that, man. I was a little too young. I don't know if I let it hit me or processed it, but I've mentioned before that my uncle growing up, coolest guy that you can think of. I don't know if his muscles were that big because I was so small, but looking at photos now, I'm like, oh yeah, exactly how I thought of. Think 80s, 90s mixed, tall, tan, handsome. Whenever he wasn't wearing leather, he was wearing his guns,
Handsome.
glasses, Harley, 2 million watt smile. I know they usually say, million watt, but I was like, no, 2. This guy had the 2 million watt smile. Charming, he could probably
you had me until you said Harley, because I ride a Hunter Gold.
I don't know if he touched sports bikes, but I do remember him having, the Harley and maybe a convertible. I don't know, but seeing that and leukemia will just 180 that.
Yeah, I can see that.
And even with as
I understand, because when my fiance died, it was just her and I at home. So
yeah, as almost like literal shit that he looked like because of what it does to you, and it's horrible. Still smiling. Maybe he was down to the 500,000 watt, but still.
And that's what I've noticed.
Still, and I was
people who have it for a few years, they lose weight, and they get to. She was gone 5 weeks from the time she was, so she never had that.
Well, he,
so
big, nice, fit, healthy guy. So that I'm guessing that he fought like a mother. You know what I mean? So it took him anyways. And I remember looking back at some photos that my brother and sister and my cousins, 5-6 years older than I was at the time, were going to the leukemia walks and stuff. And I'm like, hey, when did you guys do this? I don't remember this. Like, oh, you weren't, I don't know. We
used to have more of those, because I can remember years ago in New York, I went on one of those.
Yeah, no. Well, I mean, call it guilt. Not just from that, but I mean, maybe on a different live stream, we'll go deeper into the multiple lifetimes that I feel like I've lived. But one part of that is like, man, I don't feel like I raised a finger, other than one time we did a FaceTime call with him, which is when I saw him.
Yourself. Don't
you know what I mean? Well, to me, that's my motivation. So I'm past that. Shut everything off. Nobody, no new friends, no old friends, because the old friends suck and the new ones might hurt me too. That was shut a few months ago. Fortunately, and it took a few years to to not just to shut it, but also to get it open. And I believe that it's been open for about 3 months now. I think is when I met Orad and all the other lovely.
Well, I'm glad we know you now.
Yeah, famous, like it's funny because like I remember
famous YouTubers.
It's funny because I was in the same boat not that long ago, where I was just trying to shut everyone off, and genuinely the closest friends I've had, closest people I've met, that I'm just super cool with, are the people that I've met on YouTube and on Clubhouse, you guys, Mark, Ted, Michael Pepper, and it's people I could just talk to stuff about where it's stuff I'm interested in. All my friends up here where I'm at, I could talk to, but none of them I could be like, hey, did you see that new iPhone? They're like, yeah, cool, it's an iPhone. I'm like, oh, okay.
Let me guess.
Michael, I just want to let you know, the only reason I'm not highlighting your comment because she only died Mother's Day last year, so I really don't like to talk about it a whole lot or think about it a whole lot. Sorry about that.
Sorry for your loss. But let's bring up the energy.
All right, so
well, to finish your devices, Mike, right? You said Mike?
Yeah, Mike.
Another Mike on the Twitter sphere and YouTubers. Go figure. How many is that now, Oscar? How many do we know? 5? 5, right? Okay.
Well, everybody knows a Mikey. I mean, come on.
So Oscar, I wanted to be there to support him on his stream, just even if it's just a chat. Turns out some stuff went down, and he needed Trent and I to go in and carry the stream. Basically for him.
No. And then what happened there was I messaged Trent and
he was having issues with the mic
for a second, and I had my camera overheated and it turned off because I was streaming 4K pretty much. And then I was doing that, and as soon as Trent comes back on, I just see 20 comments. Link. Give me the link. I want the link. So I'm
that, Mike. Well, look at that comment, Mike.
Well, he had told it seemed planned because I went back and I was like, he got there way too fast to have just showed up in the nick of time, right? Because I think it was a minute 30 seconds from when the camera went out to when Trent hopped up, which is fast. So shout out to him. That's the kind of friend that you have. But as soon as I see Trent's face, and I'm like, this guy told me I'm not having anyone on the guest maybe for like a couple weeks or so because I kind of want to like do it myself maybe. And
so I don't
well,
know.
he didn't know his camera was going to have a
This
meltdown.
guy.
I mean, come on now.
Well,
That's his fault.
I'm gonna handle this the live. So there's two ways I could go with the live stream, and I might actually split this into two streams or
Okay.
two types of things.
More
I
streams
might
the better.
do two streams. There's gonna be the talk tech and chill stream,
Mhm.
and then I am super into the psychology of how people think, and like just on the creator side, on developers, just like how people think in general. And I want to have a stream where I can like talk to people and just like pick their brain, like in the creator community and like other people like in tech and like what they think about devices and how
They're
they
good
think about
subjects
it.
you just picked out there. Those
And-
subjects are a way to do the stream.
And
I'm
Oscar,
all
there are
for the
some
chill
things people-
part.
There's
Right.
some things people think, Oscar, you don't want any part of. Trust me.
Oh, what did that mean? What? That was ominous.
No, it's
Now I
only
need to know
because
more.
If you started
Why
picking
didn't you
into
stop
what
talking?
I think, you started picking into what I think about me, I don't have a high opinion of you. And it always shocks people
Of you or of anything?
of me
You don't have a high opinion of yourself?
specifically. Yes.
That's okay. Everyone else does. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Well, so cute.
That was the most kind of offensive thing I've ever heard.
I can do either way, so that's fine.
I thought it was just kind. You're right, Oscar. He is quick no matter what.
He just came out of like, oh, so that's fine, whatever. Like I'm like, oh, well, damn.
They've got you covered. I don't think it's good that you don't, because then you have no room for everyone else. And then what?
Missy, I understand completely.
Yeah.
Her husband died 2 years ago too.
So I take it Mark is it's got like a gun holster. He's quick with the one-liners.
Oh,
Yeah, I think he's just quick.
The
period.
king of the
He just sounds like
one-liners.
Yeah,
he's got one of those brains that just
the
reacts
holster's just
quick.
for show, because I accessorize.
Mhm.
And they never go in, man.
Yeah.
I'm
But thank
so
you, I appreciate
disappointed that you still don't have last week's hairstyle. Oh, that was my favorite.
Well, you know what? Now you'll have to invite me back
Yeah,
again.
so
There you go.
we cover pizza and hairstyle now. Is that what we're doing here?
That's
Well,
it.
we covered the
Well,
tech.
plus we're 10 minutes overtime already, so we did a good show here.
I've got nothing but time, especially for y'all. So this is awesome.
I can start a live stream on my channel right now, Mark, and we could just go in for like.
Yeah.
God, no, I'm not doing that. Not
Well,
doing
see,
that.
So what was
That's
that? A threat? That was
that's
a
the
threat,
established, the 3-month veteran YouTuber over here.
right? Okay.
Look at that. Look at this
I
guy.
think Oscar's addicted now.
That's why I put yeah.
I
You know what?
might
Yeah.
start doing more live streams than I
There you
thought I
go.
would. I
You should.
feel
It's
more comfortable doing a live stream because it's I don't know. Videos I don't like. I love doing videos.
Live
Well,
stream
I
is
can
very
understand the
minimal,
live
very
stream
minimal
because it's
formatting.
Because it's
you know?
Yeah.
lively. Okay.
You edit on the
Let's
fly
get that
essentially, if you want.
Mhm.
Wow.
You don't need to. You don't even need to.
I can't
Hold on.
believe he just said that.
Did he just burn you? I missed it.
No, he just said live streams are great because they're lively.
His puns.
Yeah, Mike expects this from me.
Yeah,
George,
it was
that-
no,
that wasn't punny.
wasn't
No,
funny.
When I used to work in Orlando at AT&T, they always said you can always count on George. He can always come up with the worst one, and I was very proud of that.
Yeah, like I have some really bad dad jokes. My favorite one of all time, and I read this one on Reddit, is guy goes up to is checking a mic before an event, and he just goes up to the perfect mic. Then he goes, well, all the mics in the audience, please stand up. And all the mic guys named Mike stand up. It's like, all right, cool, mic check complete, thank you.
Oh, I like that.
Uh,
That's kind of right up my alley. Yeah, I like that. I like that. All right, so I'm thinking I'm going to get off now.
All right.
We're ending
hop
on a
off
very
this
good
tree.
note.
Yeah,
Yeah.
usually that happens whenever I'm around. People are like, what time is it? Wow.
All right. I want to thank everybody.
No,
for
that's not
hanging
why people
around.
run away from you, Mark. I'm sorry.
Well, I
Thank
just
you,
caught
David, for the super
I just
chat.
caught George's background. I'm getting dizzy just looking at him now. He's just
Yeah.
spinning around.
Actually, it's not the background that's spinning. He's spinning, but with the camera.
There
Oh,
you go.
okay.
There you go.
Now I really feel nauseous.
You're like, what?
Yeah.
What's
My
that?
head's blown.
All right. Next week we're going to be on Ted's channel, I assume. If anything
Mhm.
changes, I will let you know. But
Or-
thanks everybody for coming around.
Yep.
Thanks David for the super chat. Thanks especially to you three guys for coming in and making it into the thing. You know.
Wait, before
Michael
we
said
go,
Michael Pepper text joke. Oh,
Put it
jeez.
up.
before we go,
You
did
hear
you
about the Spanish
burger
burglar that would always count before he left. Uno,
Uno,
dos,
dos,
gone.
He always
He
disappeared
disappeared
without
without a
us.
trace. Oh, that's great. I love it. I love it. Oh, I like it.
Oh god.
Shout out to everyone in the chat, and thanks to you all for having me yet again. I think this is
Okay,
going to be a
we-
regular thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I enjoy you, Mark, but I'm a pretty sick puppy, so.
You're not a puppy.
I was a
Puppies are
puppy way
young.
back
You're
when.
a sick puppy. We're gonna have to put you down.
You know
You know
they say you
do you
can't
know how
teach
many
an old
times
dog new
people have
tricks.
said that to me? You're a sick puppy. Many times.
You don't need that kind of negativity in your life, George.
You don't.
You need people with senses of humor.
Ooh, I like it. Humor.
Mhm.
All right, folks. We
All right.
will see you next week, and thanks
Later,
for
everyone.
coming by, and I hope everybody has a very blessed weekend.
See ya. Bye.